Sometimes continuing on with the Nymph Patterns. Just traditionally first properly chemical colors that we created last time. Is just a very much. After you get the darkening up of the Trout, then she oxidizes and gets stuck with the Bead or the Bead. Start getting the more olive color, so we thicken up. Also getting glitter again. As the fabric's really scratched up. It's got lots of screen up curves going on now. Oh, there's a mix on there. Just gotta move myself in the lab and see if I can help. Yeah, okay. That's something to think of. Yeah, that's really bad. I feel it's causing it. I can fix it up. Now we're doing the correct alternative trailing.
Okay, is that any better? That is definitely a headset problem. For whatever reason, this there. Okay, so I'm nice and clear again. Okay, I don't know why. This specific headset does that from time to time, like pretty rarely, but it does do it from time to time where it'll, um, well, for lack of a better word, like you said, go all robotic and garbled. And it's not like a physical problem with it. I'm not sure if there's some type of emulation in it or chips, but yeah. Anyway, we're back. Sorry for all the hub. Feel free to like the stream for its robotic qualities. That's kind of cool how when I rotate this, the bead just goes right in the middle. There we go. Hey, yeah, welcome back, man. No worries, Superfly, man. Always good to have you in. I really enjoy your style of fly tying. Just tickles me pink. I'm just gonna start the thread here just behind the bead head and just make a little bit of a thread down to keep it in place. We're gonna finish that collar up there anyway, but just a light, my bobbin cradle all hitting me here. Just a light all the way back. We're gonna go just past the barb on that and then back again. And I'm just kind of doing open wraps because I'm going to, it'll help the dubbing stick to the shank a bit. You can do a full-on wrap there. One second, all my tools aren't even set up properly here. So this is like our next step up in the Nymph series that I'm going through. And after you do the hurl nymphs, I guess you guys couldn't hear me, so I'll start all over again. So hurl nymphs, I'm missing one. I got to do one more tonight, but we'll do that one after these, or if I get bored. So simple, just peacock hurl with a little bit of ostrich hurl for the head area. So they darken up like this. They come out of the mud like this, where they're a little bit lighter. And then after they darken up, that's from the oxidation on their exoskeleton. And after they darken up, then they lighten up again as they get larger. And they go to more of an olive, kind of browny olive color, at least in my area. So most of the Pacific Northwest, I would imagine, would be the same olive color. And this is what is more common with dragonfly nymphs. Damsels do the same too, but they go more of a translucent olive. See if I can show you the difference here. So like this would be your traditional olive. We're actually going to be using this one here. This is like some really old, probably from like the 50s or 40s. It's not a rayon, but the rayon would have been what replaced this in like the 60s and 70s. But in any case, this is the color that the dragonfly nymphs are going to shoot for, and this is where they start to come up, and then again they darken a little bit more coming into the fall. When they get in their full adult life cycle, it'll be more of a brown black. The damselfly nymphs will be more this shade to this one, again depending on the lake they're in. Kind of the colder water, the lighter they'll go, like this one. If I'm fishing like the alpine lakes, they're typically this more like almost translucent, almost like an aqua greeny blue. And then this is like a lighter shade of an olive, like a yellowy olive. And there's the traditional olive there. So we're going to be using the traditional olive for these guys today. And it's just going to be used for a rib. And this spool's a little bit messed up, but I do like to use it because it's, again, an old traditional floss, and it makes me happy. I love old vintage materials. You can see that it's damaged. Not sure if the camera's going to pick that up, but right by the hook there, you might be able to see some strands coming off of it. So it'll be a little bit on the fuzzy side, but its job is to really just show that at this point in its life cycle that the segmentations are coming out. And that's really all we're shooting for with this. It does also help to hold the body dubbing together a little bit too, so it does have a useful purpose besides the way it looks. But yeah, good to have you in, David. It's been a minute. And Superflies, you too, man. I typically having extra time off work on the weekends now, just because we're not as busy in the summer. Oh, that's so cool. How long you in the Philippines for? I remember you talking about the trip like a while ago now, but didn't know you were actually heading over there, like, currently. Yeah. That's kind of like my time slot, though. There's like no one else really doing that time slot. And it's just it's more of a selfish thing for me because it's like my little morning time where I can just chill and tie and have a nice tea, and no one else is really awake. I can go outside and deal with the animals, and it's just an excellent way for me to start my day off. And I can be consistent too because I don't need that, well, for the most part, generally don't need that time frame for much else. Okay, so I'm just going to tie that into the body. I'm going to leave more for a marker than anything. You can go all the way up to the front there if you want to. I'm just going to try and get rid of a few of these broken strands off here if I can manage it. Might end up making it worse, but they won't affect the fly at all, but I'll try and keep it clean. There we go. So if you don't have this, you can use olive embroidery thread. You can use, if you have an olive, do I have one here? I might. There we go. Sharpie makes an excellent olive color Sharpie marker, actually, that works really well. And you can use this, and then if you don't have anything else, just use some dental floss. Just color it up with some dental floss, and you'll be fine. It'll make an excellent floss for you. Just try not to use, if you can help it, like the mint flavored floss. You don't necessarily want your fly box smelling like mint. That might actually help you, but either way, we got the blah blah blah. We got the deal tied in there, which is going to be our segmentation. But you can use really anything that you have that's an olive color. If you have to, you can go to a... I wouldn't use like a silver on this, but you can definitely use a copper or a bronze fine wire as well, if you didn't have anything else. So we're going to be using this little ball. I'm going to use that up first because that was just some premix that I had left over that I crammed back in there. But for the most part, we're going to be going with this kind of dirty olive, which is a mix of seal hair, some rabbit fur. It's just a custom mix that I made up a while ago. I think it even has a little bit of beaver in it. Mostly seal fur, a little bit of antron, some synthetics mixed in with some naturals, and a little bit of that. This is just straight seal fur here, but I mixed it in with that one. So we're just going to use that up. It's a little bit longer fiber than what I would normally use for this. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it really to... I don't think the fish would key in on it. My major worry with it, and like the same thing, I've played with it myself. I didn't really notice one or another. But my worry would be that the actual scent would get onto other flies that I didn't necessarily want the scent to be on. So if you are going to do that and experiment, just keep it in a separate box. Oop. I forgot to move my thread to the correct location, so we'll do that now. Which is way back here. Where are things tied in? There we go. Let's get a little extra wax, not gonna hurt nothing. Yeah, and your mileage may vary, of course. When we're salmon fishing and tying our row sacks on the hooks, we would always use dental floss, and I don't think anyone cared whether it was straight or minted. We just used whatever we had on the beach. So I'm going to leave this in rather loose because it's long fibers. I'm going to try and spin it fairly tight. Again, this is a little bit longer fiber than I would normally use for this pattern. I would normally be mixing in a good bit more rabbit in with the seal fur. But since we're going to rib it with the rib, I think it'll be fine. And it'll just end up making a bit of a buggier nymph, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So there we go, got our nice fuzzy thing. But you can see all the nice variations in color in there. You can see a little bit of the brown beaver. You can see the translucent light green seal. And the antron, which is just a little bit more of the fuzzier fibers that are in there. The antron is really just going to make it a little bit easier to dub the seal's fur in. And same with the rabbit hair. If you don't have antron, which you really should, it's not hard to come by at any thrift store or any knitting shop. There we go. I love making my own dubbings. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm just going to take my time playing with this to get it down to the tightness I want. So that's kind of where I'm shooting for. And wool dubbing is great because you can felt, the wool will felt really easily. And it makes a good dubbing. And you can mix it with synthetics too, which is basically what I'm doing here. Hey Luca, dude, how are you doing? God, I hope you're okay. Man, I've been thinking about you for the last bit. Are you home now, or are you just still in the hospital? It's so good to see you, though. I hope you're behaving yourself. Good, man. That's all I need. Anything else can be sorted from that. Viz. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, if you just want to chill and hang out with us and don't want to be too chatty about it, that's all cool. I'm just glad you're doing better. As good as we could expect. Ah, there you go. Thanks, Pacific, man. Yeah, I know the notifications haven't been the best for. I don't think it's just me though. I think a lot of people are having the same problems. I don't know if like unsubbing and resubbing or helps that, or playing with the bell icon and redoing it, but yeah, there's lots of people that seem to be having problems with their notifications going off. I know. We've all been pulling for you, man. Yeah, I think it's more they're trying a lot of different things, mostly I assume to do with the AI junk. Oh, I got way too much on here. Let's pull some of that off. That was a lot thicker than I was expecting. But yeah, I think they're doing a lot of stuff with the AI. Yeah, and you're not alone. There's been lots of people have been saying that in different genres of YouTube too. So it's not just our end of the park. But what are you gonna do? You know, we play in their sandbox, right? Okay, so you basically want a small, stubby body about that long. So you're almost doing half the hook, and then including the bead head, and then like a less than a quarter is going to be where you're going to be tying in the next thorax bit. And for the thorax, I think he's, if I remember right, I think he's saving him on VOD so you can check him out. I don't know if I made Superfly's first one or not. I definitely made his like second or third though. Unfortunately, his audio was having problems like mine was at the start of this one, ironically. So we're just using some Hair's dubbing. This is just hairline Hair's ear. I'm just being lazy and grabbing a pack of Hair's ear. Not mixing my own up for this one. But it's all good. It's still Hair's ear dubbing, so. And it's going to have all the guard hairs and everything in there. We don't need a huge amount. I probably pulled way more than I need there, but same thing. I don't know if it's a... Oh, it's okay, man. We're all here. We're all here. Can't be anywhere. Can't be everywhere. Where'd my lighter go? There it is. I just got one seals for kind of sticking out over top of the bead head here. I want to zap quick. There we go. Okay, so just taking that floss, and actually I'm gonna spin it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just gonna bring this through. Like so. There we go. Normally I'd be shooting for 5 to 6 wraps, but in this case, because it's just kind of the like a immature nymph, I'm only gonna get, how many did I get there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Oh, it's all good. The nice thing is it generally doesn't stop, so if you miss something, there'll be something, later on. I'm just glad you're conscious again. I was half thinking of, to be honest with you, I was half thinking of doing like a fly tie-a-thon thing to try and raise you some funds if you guys need anything. If you or your family need a hand at all there, let me know and I'll be happy to do some giveaway raffles and try and raise you some funds. I know being out like that and there's nothing you can do about it. It really sucks. Yeah, look, if that's something that you're, I don't want to step on any toes, but if that's something you're interested in, I'm perfectly happy to tie for several hours and then give away any donos or anything that anyone gives me and then get that to you somehow. I think PayPal will probably be the easiest. I've done a few of those in the past, actually, for other YouTubers that I've hung around with, and managed to get one of my motovlogger buddies got into a crash and wrecked all his camera gear, and I managed to get him a new camera and everything, which was really cool. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, there's so many other costs that come up with that stuff that we all know, that creep up on you. Okay, man, well, if you ever end up in a position where you need a hand, I really don't mind. I will sit here for hours and tie and give you any proceeds I can make for you. Which might not be a whole lot, but if it pays for a couple dinners for your family so they can spend more time with you, it's worth it. Actually, I did that recently for a lady up here who fortunately just got diagnosed with cancer, and I managed to sell a couple, or donate and sell at a little event they were holding for a bunch of fly boxes, and no worries, man. Oh yeah, beauty. So you just want to have that difference in color there for where the thorax meets to the bead head. And I didn't weight this fly because we do have a brass bead on it. It's not tungsten or anything. No worries, man. It's an honest offer though. Like you ever get short on anything, because recovery's gonna take you a bit, right? I know you're hard working, and if you could be out there doing it, you would be. Okay. I kind of feel like I want that to be... Yeah, I want that to be just a hair poofier, so I'm just going to add a little more. I was expecting it to kind of buff out a little bit. Just going to lightly do this guy. I really thought the guard hairs were going to kind of stick out a little bit more than that. Because we don't tie any legs on this pattern. Like, this is your leg imitations here. So I'm just going to do some light. So I want those guard hairs. I'm going to go... I don't normally go back over my dubbing like that, but in this case... I want to leave a few wild guard hairs sticking around like that. Perfect, like that. There we go. I want it to be just... Yeah, I'm glad Luca came in. Oh yeah, I'd think so, man. I broke my hip in a bike accident once, and that was it's kind of the same deal. I couldn't do a whole lot. It's all good. Everyone plays their part, right? I'm just nipping these super long ones because I just want it to be fluffy. I don't want like big sticking out ones. Just like that, that's fine. Just a few crazies is good. But yeah, everyone in this community has their own way of supporting, whether it's just simply talking to them or. Yeah, the poor nurses. That is. There you go. Burn it. Kill it with fire. Those poor nurses probably have to put up with so much stuff. Cool. Yeah, your brother was great time hanging out with him. I really enjoyed that. If he's around, let him know I enjoyed his company. It was a good session. I really probably was my best session that week, to be honest, if not a couple weeks. I am gonna throw some whip finishes on this. You don't have to though. You can just do 3 or 4 half hitches with your half hitch tool, and that'll be perfectly fine. I'm not gonna throw any um, just like the other ones. There you go. Thanks, PNW. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're going for. I like to have a little thread collar on the like the thread showing on the collar there, just a wee bit. I just like the way it looks. You can hide it right into the fluff if you like. And then afterwards, if you want to fluff it out even more, you can grab your brushes and do that. In this case, I'm going to fluff it out the bottom here. I'm just dragging it down. Again, this is just going to give it a little bit more of that leg. Yeah, honestly, I don't think hospital employees really get anywhere close to enough juice for the squeeze. Again, I got one, like really long ones. Well, depending on which conspiracy theories you subscribe to. There we go. That's a good little bugger, though. I like him. Happy with that. Yeah, and I got David in here too. Man, it's been a while seeing David. Okay, just gonna do a quick spin and spiel on this one, guys, and then we'll switch over and get another bunch done up here. And in the vise today, we have a bead head nymph. This is an olive bead head nymph. We're using a little bit of olive. It's a mixture of seal's fur, rabbit fur, and a little bit of antron for the body, all mixed in with that nice kind of rainbowy olive color. And then we have some hare's ears masks just around the thorax area. Fluff out, give it a little look for legs, and a brass bead head up at the top. You can tie these on a regular size 8 to size 12 hook. Or you can tie them on a scud-shaped hook like this one. I prefer the scud one myself, but it's all personal preference. They all seem to fish the same. Scuds tend to have a little bit better action if you're ripping them back in. Yeah, these are wonderful little fly. Definitely want to add a couple of these to your box, eh? Oh yeah, if you don't have David subbed, you need to sub David. What? You don't want to miss out on his stuff. Like David's another person that I really like his style of flies. He uses like all the colors and like just his mannerism and how he picks his materials and ties his flies is awesome. You two would actually get along really well with your styles, or they're not the same, but like you guys have the same unique tendencies. I'm not sure how to put my finger on it. But yeah, you'll like his stuff for sure. He's definitely more into the bigger saltwater stuff, but you'll understand when you check it out. Okay, so first one in the box, and we'll get another bunch done here. I'm gonna be on for a while tonight. I don't have anything tying me up until I gotta grab my wife from work at. I'll be on about 2 more hours actually, so quite a good ways. Yeah, that's like the one of my favorite part of this hobby is everyone's flies are different. Like everyone, we can all sit there and tie in Adams in size 12 and use the same materials, and they'll all look different. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I already had a hook going here. Let's grab that. I pre-did one. Look at me being all organized and everything. I ran out of wine corks. I need to go get more. Or empty the ones I have and put those flies in the boxes. I filled up 100 wine corks with flies. I need more corks. Or just take those flies out. I need to actually get my flies into... I need to stop being lazy and get a website set up so I can sell some of them. I can get them in the water. Okay, so same thing, we're just going to make a little thread down behind the brass bead there. That's true. Probably have black and purple and all sorts on it. So I just threw a little bit of thread down there just to hold the bead in place so it's not wiggling around. If you are fishing this in a creek or a river or some faster water, then you can add some lead wire to it behind the bead head there. It'll help drop it down quicker. But really for this life stage, excuse me, for this life stage you're not going to be dropping down all that fast. So unless you really need the weight to get it down to a certain level, you're better off to wait on it. Wait on the weight. I'm going to leave my thread right about there, and then we'll tie in some more of that. Yeah, Adams is too plain. It'll be something else. I just want to bring this right back to our thread and then back up. And then before I forget this time, I'll bring it back again. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about, though. It's like, that's the fun thing. Oh, no worries. Glad that you're hanging out. Yeah, we can't always be active in chat, so don't feel bad about it. I'm just happy that you're enjoying yourself and hanging out with everyone. That's exactly what we're here for. Any comments, questions, concern, accusations on your walk, just toss them our way. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough here to... I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough here to get this whole body done, but I'll grab some more and make some more up if I don't. Thought I'd actually get 3 flies out of what I had here, but I might only get 2. That's fine. Can I easily whip some more up? Same thing. I know. Yeah, have a good walk, man. It's a perfect evening for a walk out here right now too. There's no bugs yet. There's no fires, knock on wood. Ugh. We actually had a big fire. Yeah. We just had a big alert actually for an evacuation. It's a good ways away from me. It's by the town of Lytton. But that poor town has been evacuated and burnt down so many times over the last couple of years here. I feel horrible for the community there. So hopefully they get it out pretty quick. But knock on wood, we haven't had any fires anywhere in this area yet. So, and we're into July now, so we're doing pretty good. And we're nice and wet and green. We've had lots of rain. The wells are full, the lakes are full. So I think we made it over the hump. We still got to get through the first part of August and the last part of July. But yeah, BC is kind of interesting that way. Like Lytton gets really hot, and they're actually generally one of the hottest places. At some place, or sometimes last year they were hotter than like Death Valley and stuff by Arizona. And we actually have full-on sand dunes around that area too, like you have in the Sahara Desert. It's kind of crazy. That's the cool thing about BC is you can go from a glacier to sand dunes in like 2 hours. And then to like a rainforest, and then to an alpine forest in another 2 hours. So there's some pretty crazy topography, which makes for some interesting fishing. Okay. Yeah, it's something that we're always like mindful of, but in reality, I try to remind myself that like all these, or the vast majority of these houses up here, you know, have been here for, you know, close to 100 years, or 70 or 80 years without any issue. So. Yeah, sometimes that's the best thing you can do, because like, the problem is that when you move the animals, and we have that problem up here too, is like, where do you take them? Like, what was happening when we had a bad fire season is you take them to another ranch or another farm. Yeah, and that's if you do leave, it's like, where do you put the animals, right? Because they have to go somewhere. You have to feed them and have water, and like everyone else is doing the same thing. So now you got like 16 times more animals than what, you know, the farm can support. That's, you know, nice enough to let you in. And yeah, that can be almost as bad as, like you said, leaving them in a river or lake. And then feed becomes a problem too. That was a problem like for the weeks after, was trying to find feed for the animals, because everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone's trying to find feed. So a lot of it gets destroyed, and the roads are closed, and yada yada. It's just never a good thing. A lot of work. Okay. I have to fill that in. Now, wanted it to be a little bit thicker right there. I'm just gonna add a little bit. Yeah, I've heard that. Like a lot of people, I've also heard lots of things about people losing all their money moving there too. You got to be careful, especially as an expat there. It's cheap, but it's like there's some things that, and again, I've never lived there, just from what I've heard from people who have. Yeah, it's crazy how fast feed can get eaten up if there's a disaster around. A lot of people don't think about that. They figure like, oh, you just go into a barn and just grab some feed. Crazy. Yeah, if you're not planning on like owning land, I think that's kind of the biggest thing in Thailand is to the expats can't technically own land there. Little chunk of rabbit that was sticking out there. Gonna have to zap that. Poof. It always smells like you lit a Sasquatch on fire. Poof. Trust me, I know. Lots of Sasquatch up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the thing, like, no matter where you go, there's always something. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's kind of what you got to do. Like when we had the bad fires here, they were shipping it over from, mostly from Alberta. That's what I was thinking of. Yes, Philippines, sorry. Yeah, you definitely get a different smell with the natural fibers than you do with the synthetics when you burn them. No worries, Nate. We knew what you were talking about. It's all good. Okay, so hopefully you can see the segmentation there. That's really what you're looking for. Just some very basic segmentation on the body. Nothing crazy. I mean, like, it just... There you go. Yeah, all the crazy TV Sasquatch shows are generally up in your area. Yep, I forgot my dove and wax, which is just not gonna do, so we'll get some on there. I'm gonna do this in like 2 bits. I'm just gonna get like an under. This hare's ear dubbing from Hairline is a little bit lighter. Like it compresses a little more than the stuff I make myself, but it's all good. That should fill it in, then I'll add some more on top of that. That should give us the height that we want. Well, how do you think Sasquatch make a living? They gotta get it off the YouTubes. I got some too. I haven't really played around with it much. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's amazing, like, the amount of Filipino connections there are in the States and Canada. We actually have a big Filipino community. Mostly closer to Vancouver, but there's still lots of them up here, too. Always nice, super friendly people. Give the shirt off your back for you. And ironically, they're generally, like, super funny, too. Not that that's, like, a needed thing, but interesting. I might have too much on there, but we're gonna go with it since it seemed to compress really a lot last time. I'm gonna try just a little bit of a lighter wrap noodle here, and we'll see how we do. Yeah, that's probably gonna be way too much, but we're gonna give it a go. Nice thing after you do like 4 or 5 of these, you can kind of gauge the amount of dubbing you need. Yeah, and we have laws for shooting Bigfoot here too, which I think is hilarious. It's actually in the hunting regulations. I always thought it was actually a joke, but it's like legit. Yeah, I'm hoping like when I brush it out, it'll be in that little happy spot. So I get this a little tighter. And it's perfectly fine when you're doing it to have it compress like that, because you can brush it out after and you'll be better off. It's just easier when you're doing your half hitches and whip finishes not to have it poofing all over the place. You can always bugify it after. Well, speaking of which, where'd my half hitch tool go? There we are. Two, three. And we'll get some whip finish on that. Louisiana's got some like weird stuff going on. I'd be terrified to... There you go. I'd be kind of terrified to camp out overnight in like Louisiana area. For all the like backpacking and backcountry stuff I've done though, it's amazing. Like you'll be literally in the middle of nowhere, and there'll still be things like garbage and stuff out there. Oh, cool! That'll be awesome. It'd be really cool to see some like if you. I'm assuming there's some local shops and stuff, even if they're not like fly tying shops, but just local fishing haunts would be cool to see. How long are you down there for, David? Yeah, we actually have statutes in on the island for not shooting grizzly or not shooting Sasquatch. There we go. That's exactly kind of what I'm looking for. I just want the thorax to pull down and loose just like that. Oh, we got lots of bobcats. I just saw one last week, and 2 skunks earlier this week too. They can stay away. Not a super big fan of skunk. Haven't had any that I had to get rid of, but I definitely had them in the yard occasionally. Yeah, me and the wife have done some really decent snowshoeing. We snowshoed out into the back of the backside of Mount Robson. There's probably less people have been out there in the winter than have been into space. There we go, got 2 going. Yeah, just want a little stubby buggy, just like that. Super simple. Doesn't look like a lot, but it works great. Yeah, there's so many stories of weird, crazy stuff in Louisiana. Really, we got bobcats here all the time. They like to try to eat the chickens. We got a really Fort Knox chicken coop though, so I haven't had any issues. Thank you. I got a little tea. Good tea. Yeah, I'm trying to keep them consistent, but still try and find that sweet spot where they look the way I want them to. I had a big cougar in my driveway last year. Got him on the trail cam. Thought it was a lab, like a dog at first, and then like it turned and it had the tail that was as long as it was, and it was like, "Ooh, that's not a lab." Fortunately, we do have a good amount of cougars in this area. Mountain lion, I guess, would be another term for it. Just gonna fight with this bead and try not to hook myself at the same time. I normally pre-do my beads before I tie on stream, but not in this case. Well, there we go. Oh, did I get a bad bead? No, that one's okay. Thought it was flattened. Sometimes you get them that are crushed or whatever. Would be interesting to actually see the process. Yeah, the worst encounter I had with a cougar, and definitely the closest encounter I've had, was I was taking the kids out to get a Christmas tree. And they were all a lot younger then. That was like they were probably 5, 6, and then I had the other one in like a sled, and she wasn't able to walk it. So go do her thing. Oop, wrong thread. My bad. That's black. Later, David. Good to have you in, man. It's really good to see you. Yeah, rabbits, especially the males. Not that it matters whether it's male or female, but the males can really cut you up with their claws. There's a Japanese company. I can't say the name of it because it's Japanese, but do I have any of their beads here? But they're extremely consistent. They're not cheap, mind you, but they're definitely worth the price. They're very, very consistent, and they're handmade glass beads. I'm assuming they're kind of like a major bead manufacturer because they've been around for a long while. But for my like red glass beads with the gold inserts, I use those. I haven't had any too much issues with consistency with the brass beads. I don't really use tungsten all that much. I know it's like hyped up a whole lot, but unless you're fishing in some pretty fast water, don't really see a big need for it. It will definitely help get your flies down, but I mean, there's lots of other ways you can add some weight to your fly. Especially with the prices right now. Oh wow, that takes that takes some gumption. There's a funny video from a guy that's actually fairly local to here that caught a bobcat in his chicken coop, and he's like picks it up by the scruff of the neck and he's like yelling at it. It's like, yeah, that's a Canadian. Okay, I think we're good there. I need to get some more of that olive dubbing out of here. Super good trick. I'm sure many of you have seen this trick before, but you make your own dubbing box just out of a regular, dollar store. I think this one is actually just dollar store. Yep, there you go. Where's the can? Dollarama for $1.50. And you just drill the holes in. One thing that works good if you don't want to drill the holes is I just used my hot glue gun tip and just melt the holes in that way. Or you can get something else hot and just poke the holes in, but then you can put all of your dubbing in here. Yeah, and then the other problem is like you can get it out with tweezers, but like another tool that works extremely well is just a really small crochet hook. And in this case, this is a 1.25 millimeter. The size doesn't matter as much, you'll just pull more out. But then you can grab it with the hook. If I could do this and still get it in frame here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can use like even a candle. It doesn't even have to get that hot. But, it's way more manly when you use a torch. Okay, I'm gonna have to mix some more because that's not the right color, but we got the colors we want in there. So, I'm gonna grab some more of this. This is the Antron, and this is mostly the rabbit there. Yeah, just like you don't want to cut your you want to use a chainsaw anytime you get a chance. What I normally do, like if I make bigger batches, I'll put them into like an old pill container or whatever. I got lots of odd shaped containers everywhere. So we want more of this. This is the seal here. Let's see how long, and it's cool stuff. It's like it's got a really nice translucent color to it. And I'll throw just a little more Antron in there. So if you don't have seals, for the Antron is a very good substitute. It dubs well. It doesn't have the same body that the seals fruit does though. It is a wonderful substitute because seals fruit is hard to come by now, for obvious reasons. Most of the seals fruit I have is incredibly old. Okay. There we are. So that's our little pile of ploof there. I probably made way more than I need here, but I thought I had enough before and I only got 2 flies out of it, so what are you gonna do? So it looks like we got a little bit of muskrat here, which isn't really a big deal. This is a rabbit here. I'm gonna have to pull that apart because that's all mucked up. The rabbit will help. You can add rabbit, especially the fluffy dub. Oh, you're saying that now. Wait until you start walking. But that's the thing, is you gotta get it moving at some point. That's the nice thing about walks, though. You're not in any hurry. No one's telling you how fast you gotta go, right? Oh, it's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I broke my hip once, so sometimes it's perfectly fine to... And there's nothing wrong with that, because if you're having fun doing the dancing, that's what you pay for it the next day. Yeah. Steroids are never a fun thing to go through. Some people handle them better than others, though. I know this might be a little bit boring part of the stream, but I'm really just ripping this up. You can use paddles to do this. I really honestly just like doing it with my fingers. I can see what I'm doing and move the fibers around a little better and get the chunky stuff split up. But you can use basically in the equivalent of a carding brush. If you don't have those, you can get the slicker brushes from any pet store or most good. That's not a bad thing though. Got some weird synthetic fiber in here. That's not gonna break up. I'm not sure where that came from. Toss that. It's all good, mate. I've beat my body up that way before. I used to run 5 kilometers every day. Every morning I'd run 5 kilometers. And it was a really cool challenge. I did it for a whole year. Then after the year, I didn't miss a single day. I just kept doing it. Yeah, that's the thing with surgeries for anything is like, is generally, well, not so much in the States, I assume, but in Canada, there's huge waiting lists for that kind of thing. Fortunately, my stepmom just broke her shoulder last week too, so hopefully she's doing okay. Just accidentally tripped and fell at work and broke her whole the ball part where it fits in the socket just shattered. Yeah, we're still waiting to hear what's gonna go on with her, what options she has, if she needs to have the joint remade or not. But a week or two we should know more what options she's got. Yeah, that's the neat thing is like when I was running every day, it's really hard when you start, but like if you do it every day, your body just gets used to it, right? And you kind of get into a groove. I also found that like it really I beat my body. It was a lot of especially running in the winter, it was really hard. I didn't fall on the ice or anything, but like running when it's minus 35 out is hard. You burn calories like crazy though. Why are you so thick? Why you be so thick? Yeah, I think she's fine. It's just a question of what options she'll have for treatment or replacement. Yeah, that's why I stopped doing it. Not that I didn't love doing it, but it was definitely taking its toll on me. I think I got got a little too much on there. I'm gonna take a little off. It's just gonna get really thick at that last part here. It doesn't want to thin out on me. Try and pull it apart a little bit here. Yep, Mr. Skellington didn't have a whole lot of hair, did he? I don't know if we're ever gonna get movies like that anymore. I was thinking about that today, not specifically about Jack Skellington and that, but just like those type of movies in general, like Lord of the Rings, movies like that, like animation, just with the way everything's going with AI and everything. I don't think we're gonna get those awesome, long made movies anymore. Like even the Marvel stuff's all gonna go into a different kind of production mode where you're just not gonna see those epic, 10-year long movies anymore. Yeah, and it's not so much like Jack Burton itself per se, it's just like the amount of effort that went into making like that genre of film, or even that like generation of films. Like even the amount of effort they put into something like Terminator or what have you, right? I think that is gone. He actually answered that. That was they questioned him in the 70s about that. I can't remember his actual answer. That was actually going to be part of the movie plot for the animated one they were going to do, and then a live action after. Really? Oh, that sucks. I like Tim Burton. His stuff's a little weird, but I mean, aren't we all? Oh, wait, let's get that ribbing in first. It's all good. Hopefully you guys are okay with the nymphs. I know they're kind of more simpler fly. I generally try to tie from a book. Not so much because I need the patterns, but it's like when I wake up at 4 in the morning and I want to tie something, it's really nice to tie from a book, because then it kind of chooses what I'm tying for me that day. I don't have to think about it. I just open up the book, like, okay, that's what we're tying. Really? I had no idea. But even something like Jim Henson's stuff too, right? Like the Black Crystal or Dark Crystal, or like any of the other stuff. It's just like, I hope that genre continues, But are the studios gonna like still fund it is kind of the question, right? I could totally peg you as a puppeteer. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I worked on the first Toy Story. I was a material modeler and texture modeler for Industrial Light and Magic back then. The scene where he's going down the road in the little RC car, I did a lot of modeling for that. Where they leave, can't remember if it was Sid's house or... Yeah, that was my dream, is to be a 3D modeler. And I did it, and I loved it, but I realized I didn't want to do it for the rest of my life. Because you didn't make very much money. I had no idea. I'm gonna have to check out your puppets. I had no idea, man. My old boss was really into puppeteer. Hey, so got a nice little fat noodle. Again, I think it might be hair long. That's a nice full one. Let's get a little more wrap on that. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. I missed that somehow. That's cool though. A lot of respect for that. Let's see here. The half hitch on that. Yeah, I like that nice kind of. That's the shape I was going for the other two. I just didn't quite nail it. But you can see the up the thorax, and you get this nice kind of lumpy thorax section there. That's kind of carries over. That's exactly what I was shooting for. So happy with that one. Didn't quite get it on the other two. Super, you know, nitpicky. That's funny. Dude, you should be able to hit up some good like YouTube shorts and stuff with some puppet stuff. Well, YouTube's kind of weird with that kind of thing though. Like anything that's like, you know, child-centric / not child-centric seems to get flagged weird. So who knows? But either way, do what you love doing. Don't worry about the algorithms. I'll do about 5 turns on the whippy finish. You can use any color thread. I'm just using this olive done. Thanks, mate. I'll grab it since it's in the fly chat. I'll grab it after. Oh, you will, man. We'll be here waiting for you. Oh, is it a separate channel? Maybe that's why I didn't see it. I will definitely grab that after the stream. I can go back in the, once it finishes uploading, I can go back and grab it. Might not be till tomorrow, though. It takes quite a long time for some of these lives to actually, flush out and go into the VODs. Oh, okay, cool. I'll go back and look then. Yeah, I mean, as long as your shoulder can handle it, and you might have to do some other-handed tying. Maybe you'll be better at ambidextrous tire. Yeah, it'd be good motivation for you having them sitting there. Okay, I'm gonna do a spin and spiel on this guy because I really like that thorax shape. Is just money. That's exactly what I was going for. I like having a little bit of fluff coming out the tail there. They don't have tails, but they do have. They move around by shooting water jets out their butt, basically. So having a little bit of a whiff of a tail just interrupts the water a bit there. Seem to get better hookups and stuff. Ha ha! Yeah, I think he mentioned that you were causing a little trouble and I had to put you back down again. Just like trying to pick up a cornered cat or something. Like, you know it's not going to go well. Alright, just gonna do another spin and spiel because I like this one, so. Yeah, the medications don't help me either. Do they? Okay, gonna do spin and spiel. I'll be right back. And today in the vise we have a olive. Let's start that over. That was horrible. Okay, let's try again. And in the vise today we have an olive bead head nymph. This is a really simple pattern, moving up with our other nymphs that we were tying earlier. We have some antron, rabbit dubbing, and seal's fur for the body, and a mixture of light brown, olive, and just natural for the rabbit fur. Mixed in for the body, we have a nice olive floss wrapped up for the segmentation all the way up to the thorax area, where we have just some regular old rabbit hare's ear dubbing that's brushed out to the bottom for the legs, and a nice little brass bead up front. Wonderful little pattern. These would be fished as the nymphs are getting larger. But yeah, this time of year, kind of later spring to early summer is a great time to fish these. They also work really well if you're in some faster water, so creeks, rivers, that kind of thing. If you're fishing around a lot of obstacles where stone flies and that kind of thing will be, this will work really well for that too, for the faster water, get down a little deeper. Wonderful little fly. Should definitely have a couple of these in your box, eh? And we're back. Yeah, happy with that one. I'm really happy with that one. Thank you. I do try. Not only does it make a nice quick short for me, but it also, I try to be informative so that the wow, look at that. Yeah, I got that. I was wondering if the dubbing would match color, but that's pretty dang close with those other two. I used to write down my dubbing mixes for the ones that I really liked. You know, I don't think I got a patent on it. You're welcome to spin and spiel as often as you want. But it just makes a nice quick. Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed with how close I got it there. I used to write down like the amounts of each thing I put in, especially if you're making them out of wool, because I can say like, you know, whatever, 6 inches of red and 3 inches of black or whatever, and then I can replicate it again. But I kind of just go by feel now, to be honest. Hey, Rob Green, good to have you in, man. Oh, I guess we need a bead head on that. Let me get a bead here. Just doing up some olive green beadhead nymphs. Really simple little nymph. And if you missed it, got them right here. And I try to give a little bit of information either about the pattern or how to fish the fly. I've had some practice. I think just recently I just finally hit the 600 video mark. Which I think is a mixture of shorts and longs. No, I don't feel like a fraud, man. Like I said, I don't feel like I don't have a copyright on any of this stuff. It's not like I'm it's not like I'm doing anything earth-shattering here. So feel free to do anything that I do that works. If it works for you, I will not have any hard feelings. That's not what this is about. Yeah, I mean, I just, like, some people have their thing where it's clearly their thing and stealing it would be wrong. Like, like Brian. Brian always puts his fly, you know, the hook in the vise with, like, some weird random thing. You know, that's like his thing, right? It's been a fun little journey, though. I've really enjoyed growing this channel and having you guys along for the ride. And again, just gonna pack that in there, as long as it's not moving around too bad. So we'll get it with the dubbing. I had 2 stranded motorbikers last night, actually, that I was tempted to let stay in my property here, but decided to go back to town. All the campsites were full. Yeah, but you'll get your thing, right? Like, I didn't just wake up one morning and go, hey, the spin and spiel's gonna be my thing. It's like, no, just like, you know, just make videos and eventually something will click and it'll just feel right. And if it feels right, just keep doing it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Dave's just like such an awesome guy. Not only is he a good tire, he's just an awesome guy. Like, good dude, down to earth. Awesome. Yeah, he's good too. I haven't seen much of his videos in a while, actually. I normally get more of his videos, oddly, on Facebook than the YouTube, but whatever reason, Facebook always shows me Lindsay's patterns. Maybe he's just more active on the Facebook, who knows. I'm just gonna try and mix this up a little bit more. We got it dang close. I'm happy with that. Actually, let's tie in this focus here, Nimby. God, messing things up. I'm glad I find some uses for these old materials too. I got so much mohair, God. I got like... Really? Dang. I don't do much like, I probably honestly should do more like cross-platform stuff, but like YouTube's my little home base. I'm part of a lot of, it's hard because a lot of, and I understand why, but a lot of fly tying Facebook groups have like no promotional, you know, policies on them, which I totally get. You'll get there, Superfly man. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll get there. It's just a time thing. If you're really enjoying what you're doing, yeah, I know. I'm kind of like, maybe I should start a Facebook page. Because I got all my stuff recorded already, right? And I could easily just throw up, you know, if I'm uploading to YouTube, I could easily upload to Facebook. Yeah, maybe one day I'll do it. It's crossed my mind, though. I do also post on Instagram, but not nearly as frequently. It's just changed a lot since I started using Instagram. And I have a TikTok, but like I never post on that. Like I maybe got like one post on like ever. Just kind of grabbed it to grab the name. Yeah, YouTube's is my little social media home. Yeah. There's some crazy UK tires. And Britain too, and like that area. Irish tires too, to be honest. That's the other cool thing about this hobby is it's like it's worldwide. Like I got quite the VHS collection. I need to crack into that. I got a really cool old what is it? Candle. It's like an old RCA color tube TV from like the 70s. Yeah, I don't have TV up where I am because I'm out in the middle of nowhere. That's true. It's like that, and that's kind of what I was touching on earlier. Is like you do your flies totally different than David does his flies, and Luca does his flies. Yeah, I mean that's always good. Like if at least if you can learn one thing a day, but if you can manage to get three in there. Another reason I like to tie by books too is like I don't really go by like the how to tie pattern part, but like it's nice to have the book kind of decide what I'm tying that day. And a lot of times, cause like yeah, like there's no point in continuing if you knew how to tie every fly in every method. And that's how most like famous patterns end up getting made is like people just sit there and experiment, right? I like to do more streams where I'm really just kind of sitting here and just playing with stuff. I thought about doing it on Wednesdays. I was gonna call it like waste box Wednesday or waste bag Wednesday or whatever, because I have boxes of waste material that I save from all the different fly tying sessions, and they're getting full. And it's all good material still, and I have them separated and everything. But I thought it would be a cool idea to sit down like once a week and just try to burn through some of that material in the boxes and just make random crazy whatever flies and have everyone kind of pick what materials they want me to tie on next from the box or something along those lines. It was an idea anyway. We'll see if I can get to it. Yeah, it's more not so much a watch thing, but like I'd like it to be a interactive thing so that people are. Yeah, I love trash flies. It's actually probably one of my favorite Facebook groups, honestly, is trash flies on Facebook. I know, like, generally, ooh, I got way too much on there. Let's back that up. Wow, that's way too much. Let's take some of that off. I love trash flies. Yeah, he has, totally, 100%. P&W's got some good stuff. Yeah, I have so much stuff to give away for subscribers, it's not even funny. I have everything set up for giveaways. I need to just get off my butt and actually get it done. The one thing I need to set up is the randomizing raffle. Yeah, I'm in there. I'm in there often, actually. I just posted on it today. Cool. I literally have hundreds of stamps ready. I got the envelopes ready. I got all the fishing stuff ready. Yeah, let's see if I can tighten this up now. BRB or Nimby's gonna kick their butt. Yeah, no, it's a good group. I enjoy it. They've been good. I don't promote myself at all there, like I've never posted any video links or anything. Probably get more views and stuff if I did, but that's not really what I'm here for. Yeah. Trying to remember, it's not Stefan. Who does trash flies now? Was it, I want to say James or Joan. Trying to remember his name now. He has the same name as one of my. Oop, geez, I didn't tie that together. 1 second. Oh, come on, man. Had that in there so nice. Forgot to pre-wrap my thread. Bradford's the name of the guy that runs it? For some reason I thought it was Brent. Maybe I'm thinking of fly tying only. Now there's like a good dozen groups on there. Brent Jones. He makes good videos too. Yeah, it's really close. I did forget something. I just got talking and thinking about Facebook and brain went the other direction. It's serviceable. Yeah, normally if you're good about it and like you're not trying to sell stuff, and because they have to deal with, especially if you're new, they have to deal with so many scammers. I can only imagine like the amount of junk. Okay, good to know. I was thinking it was Brent Jones, but I think Brent Jones is fly tying only, which is another good group there. Or is it fly tying for beginners is Brent? One of them's Stefan, one of them's Brent. In any case. Brent and Stefan are both awesome guys as well. I would buy a lot more equipment off of Stefan if he wasn't in the States. And when the tariff thing settles down, I'll definitely get more. So I've really enjoyed all the stuff I bought off him. Yeah. I'd like to get some sales going. I have a Etsy that I need to start back up again. But I'd like to do my own Shopify site and do that, but not so much for selling it to make money, because you know the amount of time you got to put into it, and then I got to like get into the production tying mode again, and it's not as fun as just sitting here and talking with you guys and just doing the thing, you know. But one thing I'd like to sell if I was going to sell online is like pre-made little fly kits, because I can ship those pretty easily. So for instance, like with this pattern, you'd have the 2 dubbing, the, you know, the beads, the hooks, the everything in like a little package. Yeah, and if I do that, I'm probably going to do like that, more like boxes where like I'll have all the different types of nymphs and some dry flies and all the ones that actually work, especially in this area. Yeah. That's the thing. If I did sell, I'd probably like, it would be the same as, you know, I might stick to just Canada, just because the shipping stuff is such a, it's not so much that it's a pain, but like there's so much red tape with some of the stuff. Come on now. Hold in there. Doing good. Oh, so close. Just a hair too much. A hair too much hair. There. It's always nice when you get it like perfect and you get that last wrap and it just tightens up. Yeah, once my family's from Germany, Ukraine area. Yeah, I think a curated box is probably better because it's easier to do the inventory up and then you can have purpose with it, and the person buying your flies at the end of the day is probably honestly going to have a better experience. And that idea is kind of cool, like, other than the whole shipping across the world thing, it would be fun to tie fly patterns for different parts of the world. It's all good. We get it. Don't worry. Yeah, one thing I find fascinating too is like Japanese flies and stuff. Not so much for their look, but just the amount of thought and effort that a lot of the tires there go into. It's like way more of an art than elsewhere. Not that just tying up a woolly bugger is a bad thing or anything, but it's neat to see the amount of effort that some of those tires go into there. Really? Aren't you in the States? Rabbit fur is just so cool. Yeah, sorry, you're Canadian. What am I thinking? When you said 12 a.m., my mind went to a foreign country. That's another good one. I'm happy with that one. Had a little bit of a knock out of his, just where the thorax connects here. It's very true, they do. Is the sun's going down here, so I lost my light from the window. Is it too dark for you guys? Are you guys okay with that? I can increase the gamma a bit on the camera. I got my filming lights on, but I had it turned down because I was getting a lot of sunlight through, but it's getting dark outside now. I'll put them back in here. Bloop. Yeah, I'm happy with how it brushed out. For me, it's just after. Oh, yeah, it's after 9 already. Yeah, I'll have enough time to get one more in here then. Well, that time went by a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Gotta get the wife from work here. Hey Yoshi, I was just checking your channel out earlier today. I like the all those little artworks you've been posting up there. I'm assuming you're gonna turn them into stickers. I know I already commented on it, but I do like that Willie's Jeep one you did too. Yeah, it really does. Ugh, come on, Bead, bud. Mer. Yeah, I got 3 10-carat poles. They're cool. I like them. Mine are like not traditional ones, though. I'd love to have a traditional one. Mine are carbon fiber and they're telescopic of all things. And even folded down, they're like 7 feet long, but like they fold out. One of them is, I want to say one of them is 18 feet and the other one is 23 feet. It's crazy. They're so much fun to fish with though. Feels like you got a whale on the end of the thing. Alright, just gonna get this one going here. So we kind of went through all the yabber, so I'm not gonna bother so much with each part of this one. So just all of done. I think this is 6/0 uni, 8/0 uni, one of those two. Little thread down to hold the bead in. Down just past the barb. Yeah, it's crazy the amount of feel that you get through them. I like using them in creeks if there's no like. Yeah, they're crazy long. Like I said, I know one of them. One of mine's 18 feet, and the other one I have is I want to say it's 20 something anyway, 26 maybe. Hey Yoshi. Hey, there you go. That couldn't have been a better gift. Thank you, Yoshi. There you go. Now I gotta make some more member content because Luke is in there. I want to make some more member content, but I also don't want to like gatekeep any of my material so much, right? So I try to put them out for like the first vids and everything. Thank you, Yoshi, though. I honestly appreciate that, mate. Thank you, man. My family, to yours, we appreciate all the support, man. Hey, thanks, PNW. Appreciate that too, man. Yeah, donations are definitely not needed, but I do thoroughly appreciate it. Helps pay for the extra bills for all the materials and internets and what have yous. Who got the other one? Oh, okay. He's new. We had him in not too long ago. Cool. Alright, gonna get this guy moving here. Thanks again, Yoshi. Yeah, I'd like to do. It's always a little bit of a battle in my head for the membership stuff. I'd like to do more membership stuff at the same time. I don't want to like gatekeep behind a paywall all the useful info because that's not really my thing. But you know, it's just one of those things that YouTube lets me do to help pay the bills, and I appreciate that. Oh god, my material collection is so huge. I'd like to do some more material hauls. I need to do some couple lives where I'm actually just sorting my materials. Yeah, like obviously I got a soft spot in my heart for antique materials. I really do. Because for me, it's like I can go to any store and I could fill my whole house with modern materials, right? You could literally buy it by the pound. But the vintage stuff, not so much. You gotta find it, you gotta... Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if you could, or even if I could, like, pick someone to have a membership. And then you could use it as like a giveaway thing. It would be a really cool feature if they could work that in somehow. Oh, there's the bong hit song. Yeah, the first time I heard that, it was like, what? Did I just hear that? Yeah, it'd be really cool. I got way too much on here. I have to take some off for sure. Way too much. There we go. Yeah, let's take that off. I enjoy the song too, so I don't want to take it out of my... It's like, it's just a little modern, but like it also has that like 80s synth kind of Nintendo vibe that I really enjoy. Okay, I think I got it. Let's get that wrapped up. There we go. I like to get a few wraps of that kind of dirty brown in there. Oop, that's not quite right. Let's get this tightened up a bit. There we go. Beauty! Yeah, that turned out good. Yeah, you too, man. It's always a pleasure having you in. I'm gonna try and do some of these later night tying sessions as well. Not that I don't like my early mornings, but I know there's certain people that just can't make the mornings. And I forgot to wrap that again, didn't I? There we go. I think you were, and it just expired like last week or so. But yeah, couldn't have gone to a better person. Super happy about that. Thanks, Yoshi. I do appreciate that, man. Like I said, if I could gift people memberships, I totally would. It's a weird thing. Like, I don't know why they don't have that as an option. Yeah, it's all good. I know, man. It's just kind of my spot. It's a selfish thing. It's a time frame in the day where it's just me and the Vice and whoever wants to hang out with me. There's no interruptions. Everyone else is asleep, generally. And I don't have to worry about other life things kind of interrupting it. So I can be consistent. Not crazy, eh? One thing about YouTube is you take a break or something and the algorithm does not like you anymore. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, man. Enjoy yourself, have a good nap. Or sleep. Guess it's the nighttime. Later, Superfly. Oh, I'm glad, man. Yeah, no judgment here. Just love hanging out with you guys and doing the thing I love to do. Pass on a little knowledge if I can. If anyone learns anything or gets a little bit of inspiration, that makes me happy. And the tying slash bait making community on YouTube is awesome. There's so many other communities here. Yeah, no kidding, man. You've been a long time, like 100% every time supporter that you can. I appreciate that, I really do. I know I've said it before. Was that a little too much? Yeah, that's maybe a little too much. Let's pull it out. I've said it before, but like the donations and everything's super appreciated. But like the best thing that anyone can do is their time, right? There's nothing more valuable than you guys spending time. Yeah, you'll do. He's on the mend. That makes me so happy. Oh, come on. Behave yourself, sir. Yeah, Pacific and Luca's brother has been really... it's like the pain meds do, like everything's just bad for... It's just not good all around. I wish more people could make the early morning ties, but that's why I do switch it up and do a evening tie every couple times a week just for the other guys. Pacific's a good guy. Well, let's get that whip finish in before I fluff it all out here. It's pretty fluffy already, but it's gonna get fluffier. And that's what I'm talking about. Like this, the community here is not just for... There's a lot of other communities on not only this platform, but just all over the internet that are way more cutthroat and not so community based. Yeah, no, like these things are so simple. They don't look like much, but man, do they ever get nailed. Oh, Sharkin? Oh, this shark. Hey, shark! I meant to check out your channel today, Shark, and see how the boat repair stuff was going, if you posted anything, but I didn't get around to it. Might be over brushing this out a bit, but that's okay. There we go. Yeah, like I was saying, super simple little nymph pattern, but these things get just sucked up. Yeah, I think everyone's doing pretty good tonight, Devin. Luke is back. That makes my heart happy. Glad to see he's doing better and he's awake again. Huh. I don't know if I kicked my vise or if I moved my vise. There, not good enough. That's cool. Yeah, you're awesome, Yoshi. You support so many people. I wish I had the extra free time to do a lot of that stuff. Oh, we ended up getting this box filled. Ugh. Yeah, no fun for you. There we go. Got 5 of them in there. They're such a simple little fly, but I mean, sometimes simple like this just outperforms all the stuff. Like, there's flies that catch fishermen, and then there's flies that catch fish, and these are ones that catch fish. So just to go over that, as I know some of you guys were away for the other ones, I still got them on my bench here, so we may as well. So the first ones that you'd fish in the earlier spring are these muskrat. We're kind of coming out of the season for these guys. These are the muskrat ones. They're a little bit lighter color, so when they come out of the mud, they're going to be this kind of muskrat gray color to a light brown. And then they go into a darkened up stage where you get these peacock. I'm missing one from this box, but I'll get it done up. And they're just called hurl nymphs because it's just peacock hurl and ostrich hurl. Super simple fly if you're trying to learn to tie nymphs. These are great ones to do. And after they oxidize and they start getting bigger and fatter, they start feeding. And then they get to this stage where you get the heads are nice and shiny. You get the color variation on the thorax. No thorax cap yet. And then you get some segmentation on the body there with the wrap. And then when you go from like after you're fishing these ones, then you would go to like your regular nymph patterns where you have the split tails and the actual legs added on to them, that kind of thing. And that's where you can differentiate between like your damselfly nymphs and your dragonfly nymphs and stonefly nymphs. And that's where the patterns kind of merge off. When they're in these stages, you can tie, and I do, and a lot of people do, you can tie ones that are specific for each insect family, but they're so close that the fish don't really seem to care. So they just imitate all of the younger nymphs. I'm just going to cram this back, and this is what we got left from that what we mixed up. I'm just going to cram it back in the box here. And the same crochet hook, if you use the back side of it, works great for just shoving the extra back in the box. And it's ready for next time. You don't end up wasting it. Try hard not to waste material. Especially when it's a natural material. For the synthetics, I try not to waste synthetics too, but it's not nearly as important to me as natural materials. Especially certain things like polar bear, seal, things that I know. Oop. I just dropped my... oh well, we're done. Just gonna finish up my tea. So if anyone has any comments, concerns, accusations, throw them my way. But we're coming to the end of the stream because I gotta go grab wife from work. I'll pick it up after. Wouldn't be a Nimby stream if I wasn't dropping material on the floor or tools. Oh, good tea. A little cold now, but still good tea. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just picking up all my tools here. So I'm gonna try and get a video out, long form about sharpening scissors. I know I've been saying it for like a week, but I do have 3 days off, so I'm gonna put some effort and get some long forms done up about how to sharpen flat tying scissors. There you go. I'm glad you guys enjoy that. I don't want it to be like a quick cop out for shorts or anything. I do try to keep my tying area pretty neat. It's hard. It is a constant battle. But I have so many materials if I didn't... Yeah, I think that's important. Although I do enjoy helping out and teaching new tires. A lot of the intermediate tires, as long as you give like the material list of what's on the fly or what's on the hook, they can read between the lines and put enough together to tie it up. I think that like the long forms, where I go step by step, are a lot better for the new tires. Oh, there's so many tips. I need to do some videos on like tying tips for keeping your tying area organized. There's so many cool things that you can do. Yeah, I keep all my, cause I got lots of animals. I have to keep my stuff away. Yeah, mine likes to knock my stuff over. But you know, that's a cat for you, right? I think I got pretty much everything done up here. So what are we doing tomorrow? We're gonna be doing only a couple hours from now because I'll be up at 4. They're calling it a flashback in the book, but I'm gonna be calling it like a hare's ear, or not a hare's ear, pheasant tail nymph. It's basically a pheasant tail nymph with some flashback on the thorax, which is another awesome fly that's you know, just works. It's such a simple fly because it's basically like one material. It works better if you add a little bit of copper wire and you add a little bit of flash on the thorax cap. But yeah, that'll be the next nymph. We're going to tie that one up. So let me double check, make sure I'm not missing anything. I got quite a few videos on prince nymphs and everything, so I'm honestly just going to skip the prince nymph. And there's different variations on the flies that we're tying, like you can do the muskrat and a bead head. Yeah, I keep I have a lot of material though. Like I basically have like a closet just stuffed, and several boxes that I keep around, like the old those aluminum camera cases. They work pretty well, and I have like a those aluminum cases that fold open for makeup. They work really well for thread because they're the fold out sections are exactly the height of a thread bobbin. So they work really well for holding thread. So I got a couple of those full thread and floss and that sort of thing. There you go. Okay guys, I gotta run here and grab the wife from work and enjoy the rest of my evening. So I just want to thank you all for hanging out and give my shout outs to Luca, Yoshi, thanks for all the subs, man, and memberships. I fully appreciate that. Rob Green, good to have you. Superfly, I know you're not here anymore, but thanks for stopping in, man. Always a pleasure to have you. Shark! And am I missing anyone? I did say Rob, didn't I? Oh, Pacific Northwest. Sorry, man. I was missing somebody. Awesome, yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, he was, man. I'm just leaving. Thanks for stopping in, he was. Either way.